2 weeks before our wedding, my fiancée postponed the ceremony to take care of her sick ex-boyfriend. She said, "A part of my heart still belongs to him." 1 week later she came back, but it was already far too late. I never thought I'd be writing something like this, but I'm completely devastated and confused. I can't believe this is happening to me, and I need to get it out somewhere because I feel like I'm going to explode. Just hours ago, the woman I was about to marry told me she needed to postpone the wedding, not because she had stopped loving me or had doubts about us, but because her ex-boyfriend is seriously ill and, according to her, a part of her heart still belongs to him. My body is still shaking as I write this. I can't understand how, after everything we've been through, after everything we built together, she could say something like that. We were 3 weeks away from getting married. Everything was ready: the venue, the invitations, the honeymoon, the suits, the flowers, everything. We had been together for 4 years, and to me, Mitsuri was the love of my life. We met in a coffee shop where she worked as a barista while finishing her studies. I started going every single day just to see her. It wasn't only her looks, though yes, she was beautiful. It was the way she talked, the way she laughed, the way she saw the world. She was sweet, empathetic, and seemed to have the biggest heart. From the very first moment, I felt incredibly lucky that someone like her would even look at me twice. In those 4 years we went through a lot. There were hard times, like when her parents fell into financial trouble and I did everything I could to help. I lent them money without hesitation, even used part of my savings to cover their debts. I did it gladly, no complaints, because I loved her and wanted her to feel at peace. I was there for her when she lost her job and felt worthless for a while. I was always there. A year ago I proposed during a trip we took to Canada, her lifelong dream to see the snow, the lakes, the forests. I saved for months, planned every detail, and when we were standing in front of Lake Moraine with the water reflecting the mountains under a clear sky, I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me. She cried, hugged me, and said yes. It was, without exaggeration, one of the happiest moments of my life. Ever since then it had been nothing but planning and excitement. We had the date, the place, the invitation sent out. The wedding was in 3 weeks. My parents were thrilled, hers too. Everything seemed perfect until this morning when I found her packing a suitcase. I walked into the bedroom and saw clothes neatly folded on the bed, an open suitcase, and her with a nervous look, like she knew she had to tell me something she didn't want to. I asked what she was doing and she only said softly, "Honey, we need to talk. I hope you can understand." The moment I heard, "we need to talk," I felt something break inside me. That phrase never brings anything good. I sat on the bed, not understanding, and she started explaining. She had gotten an unexpected call that morning. Her ex-boyfriend, the same one she told me about years ago, was very sick. He had been diagnosed with liver cirrhosis and his condition was critical. I froze, not because of the news itself, but because that guy still existed in our lives somehow. When we first got together, she told me her ex was a troubled, controlling, and violent man who drank too much, made her feel guilty about everything, and manipulated her with lines like, "If you leave me, I won't be able to live without you." Early in our relationship, he stalked her constantly. Messages, calls, showing up at her work. She showed me the texts. "You'll always be mine, no one will ever love you like I do, one day you'll come back to me." One night I even went to her building because he was waiting outside. I confronted him and we ended up fighting. I'm not proud of it, but it was the only way he finally left her alone. After that he disappeared, or so I thought. Mitsuri swore she had cut all contact, that it was over. I believed her. I never had a reason to doubt her. But now, 4 years later, she tells me she needs to leave for a few months to take care of him because he's alone, his family abandoned him, and no one else will look after him. I could barely believe what I was hearing. "What are you talking about? You want to take care of the guy who hurt you so much? The alcoholic who stalked you?" She looked down and said in a trembling voice, "I know, love, but he's really sick. He has no one. I can't just leave him like this." "You can't leave him like this?" I asked, trying to stay calm. "And what about our wedding? About everything we planned?" "We'll have to postpone it," she said without looking at me. "Just for a few months. The treatment is long, but he needs company." That's when I felt something inside me snap, not just because of postponing the wedding, but because of how calmly she said it, like she had already made up her mind. I almost shouted, "Are you listening to yourself? That guy ruined your life, manipulated you, harassed you. Now he's sick because of his own alcoholism and you want to go nurse him because supposedly a part of your heart still belongs to him? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." She stepped toward me and tried to touch my hand. "Love, please understand. It'll only be a few months. I'm not leaving our relationship. I just need to help him. This is a test for us, for our love. If we get through this, we'll be stronger." I was silent for a few seconds, a knot in my throat. A test for our love? Canceling our wedding to take care of your ex is a test. She sighed like she had rehearsed the answers. "I know it sounds bad, but he was part of my life too. Everything I went through with him taught me to value what I have with you. In a way, without him we wouldn't even exist." That took my breath away. "What do you mean?" She was quiet for a moment, then looked at me, and for the first time I saw something different in her eyes. Not fear or sadness, but guilt. "The truth," she whispered, "is that I've kept talking to him." I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. "What did you just say?" "Please don't misunderstand," she hurried to add. "There's been nothing physical. We just talk sometimes." "Sometimes? For how long?" "The last few years." I couldn't believe it. I just stared at her. She continued, "Whenever we argued, whenever things felt tense between us, he would message me. He always found a way to know how I was doing. He listened, gave me advice. He was like a friend." I let out a bitter laugh. "A friend? The same guy who stalked you, insulted you, claimed you were his property, that's your friend?" She started crying. It wasn't planned, I swear. At first I ignored him, but he kept insisting, and over time I realized I couldn't hate him completely. "So all this time you've been talking to him behind my back while we planned our wedding?" "Yes, but not like that. Nothing ever happened. He knew I was with you, that I love you, and he never tried anything more. But now that he's sick, I can't ignore him. I just can't." I didn't know whether to scream or laugh. My world was collapsing in front of me. "And what do you expect me to do? Wait here with open arms while you go take care of that man?" She looked at me, tears running down her face. "I don't know, I just know I have to do this. It's not about choosing between you two. It's something I have to do for myself." "No," I answered angrily, "it's for him, because deep down you still feel something." She shook her head but couldn't look at me. "I'm sorry, but a part of my heart will always be his, and that will never change." When I heard that, all the air left the room. I stood frozen. She closed the suitcase, came close, and tried to touch my face, but I pulled away. "Please don't hate me," she sobbed. "This isn't the end, I just need to do this." "Mitsuri," I said, "you just destroyed everything." She lowered her head, grabbed the suitcase, and left. And here I am now, writing this, trying to understand how the woman who said she loved me, who dreamed of building a family with me, could leave me 3 weeks before our wedding to take care of the man who once destroyed her. I don't know if I'm in shock, angry, or sad. I just feel an enormous emptiness. Part of me wants to believe she'll come back sorry, but another part knows that even if she does, it will never be the same. I truly don't know what to do, whether to keep the plans, cancel everything, or just disappear for a while. All I know is that tonight, for the first time in years, I feel completely alone. Update: it's been 1 week since everything fell apart, and although I thought I couldn't feel worse, I was wrong. There's no easy way to describe these past days. Long, empty, silent days. I barely slept or ate. I had no energy for anything. I kept thinking about how something I had planned for years collapsed in minutes. The wedding was supposed to be in 2 weeks when Mitsuri left, but by now nothing made sense anymore. The first day after she walked out, I spent hours staring at her wedding dress still hanging in the bedroom. She had insisted on keeping it there because she wanted to see it every day, said it reminded her how close we were to starting our new life together. Now that dress was just a cruel joke hanging on my wall. It took me 2 days to find the courage to start canceling everything. I called the venue first. The lady recognized my voice and answered excitedly, thinking I was confirming final details. When I said I had to cancel, there was an awkward silence, then just, "I'm so sorry, sir." Then came the calls to the photographer, the florist, the hotel, everyone involved. With every call I had to repeat the same thing: the wedding is off. It felt like a part of me died a little more with every word. I also called my parents. My mom broke down crying and my dad just sighed deeply. They both knew how much I loved her and how much I had invested, not just money but time, hope, and effort. I told them I didn't want to talk about it yet, that I needed space. I tried contacting Mitsuri's parents too. At first they had no idea what happened. Her mom called me the next day worried because she couldn't reach her daughter. When I told her everything, she went silent, then said with a broken voice, "I can't believe she would do this. This isn't the daughter we raised." Her dad texted me later, furious, saying he couldn't understand how she could throw her life away for a man who destroyed her, and apologized for his daughter's stupidity, his exact words. I didn't know what to say. I just told them not to worry, that I'd handle the cancellations and hope she was okay, even though deep down I knew I wasn't. During those days Mitsuri didn't answer a single call, not mine, not her parents, not her friends. It was like she had vanished. Sometimes I caught myself checking her last seen on WhatsApp, waiting for a message that never came. Pathetic, I know, but the mind doesn't always listen to pride. Then yesterday, when I thought I was finally holding it together, everything crashed again. I came home exhausted from a horrible day at work. My coworkers didn't know how to act around me. Everyone knew what happened, and that silent pity was unbearable. I just wanted to shower and sleep. But when I opened the door, I saw an open suitcase and Mitsuri unpacking. For a second I thought I was hallucinating. I stood there watching her, trying to process it. She looked up, saw me, and her face filled with guilt and fear. The first thing out of my mouth was, "What the fuck are you doing here, Mitsuri? How's your alcoholic ex?" She lowered her head and immediately started sobbing. "I made a mistake, love. He really is sick, but he treated me horribly. He's still drinking despite everything." I couldn't help letting out a sarcastic laugh. Wow, the guy who was an alcoholic asshole years ago is still an alcoholic asshole today. What a shocking plot twist. No one saw that coming. She cried harder and said between sobs, "You don't have to be so cruel. I know I was stupid, but I did it out of old feelings." "Mitsuri," I replied, no longer holding back the rage, "the only reason you're not the dumbest person alive is because you're not taller." She looked at me, hurt, tears streaming. "Stop it, just leave me alone," she cried. "You wouldn't understand. You don't have the heart to care about anyone but yourself." That's when I lost it. Really? If that anyone is a piece of shit alcoholic dying from his own stupidity, then no, I don't. And if you think that makes you a saint, go ahead, but don't come here expecting sympathy. She covered her face, sobbing. "I only came back because we still have time. The wedding is still a week away. We can fix this." I laughed bitterly, walked over, and stroked her cheek with a coldness that even scared me. "Baby, that wedding's been canceled for days. Didn't you know?" She froze, then pushed me hard and screamed, "What did you do? How could you cancel it?" "No, Mitsuri, I said, looking her straight in the eyes. You canceled it the day you walked out the door with that parasite. I just made it official. So do me a favor, pack your shit and get the fuck out of my house. She screamed that the apartment was hers too. Oh yeah? I don't recall you paying a single month of rent in the last 3 years, so no, it isn't. She broke down, started hitting my chest over and over, screaming nonsense through tears. I grabbed her arms to calm her down and looked her dead in the eyes. Why are you crying, my love? I said with pure sarcasm. Isn't this what you wanted? Now you're free to go back to him. Maybe this time he'll really change. I let go and stepped back. She stood there a few seconds, then grabbed her things between sobs and ran out. The door slammed and the echo filled the apartment. Minutes later I heard voices outside. Neighbors had come out. One lady yelled, "What did you do to her?" She was crying, running down the stairs. I turned and answered coldly, "Mind your own fucking business." She shut her door without another word. That night was silent, too silent. Just the fridge humming and my thoughts keeping me company. I turned on my phone and saw dozens of messages, mostly from her parents. Her mom begging me to talk to her, not to leave her alone. Her dad insisting I shouldn't forgive her, that she needed to learn from her mistake. I didn't reply to any. I have nothing left to say. Today, as I write this, I still don't understand how someone can destroy so much in so little time. She didn't just ruin a wedding, she ruined years of trust, love, and shared effort. And the worst part is that, deep down, if she had come back before I canceled everything, I probably would have taken her back, even if it hurt. But now, no. Now all I feel is emptiness. I never want to see her again, hear her voice, or remember how it sounded when she said she loved me. I guess this is the price of idealizing someone, of believing love justifies everything. Maybe one day she'll realize what she lost. Or maybe she won't. That's no longer my problem. I was wrong too, thinking love was enough to fix anything. It isn't. For now I just want to turn the page. Even if it hurts, even if every corner of this apartment reminds me of her, I know the worst is over. And if there's one thing I learned from all this, it's that when someone tells you a part of their heart belongs to someone else, believe them, because sooner or later that part will end up destroying everything.